Episode 9 is said to hold many different twists and turns, as well as surprises in this movie by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people are really looking forward to seeing in this movie is exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to tie this movie not just to the originals, the prequels, and even Star Wars Rebels, but also the comics, video games, books, and novels out there, as well as the EU and Legends material of the Star Wars franchise. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with Kylo Ren, the Knights of Ren, the Acolytes of the Beyond, and a big secret of Darth Vader. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that a description of Kylo Ren on board of his new ship, where it's described that the Knights of Ren are handing Kylo a metallic box that is said to contain a secret that Darth Vader kept away for many years. It's said that the Acolytes of the Beyond came across the wreckage of a ship many years ago and stored the mask of Lord Moment inside of Vader's fortress, where many years later the Knights of Ren discovered. The next goes over Kylo opening the metallic box that appears to be in the form of a vault of some kind, where the mask appears to be cracked and damaged, however still intact. It's described as an artifact that Vader once owned and holds a dark side energy and is considered to be the mask and/or helmet of Lord Moment. So I really want to go over this big time because I don't know if you guys are a fan of the comics in the, Star Wars universe here that's under Disney and Marvel, but we do know that J.J. Abrams will be connecting this film to the comics as well lightly. Now, the comics are going to be very subtle in the background, little Easter eggs and nods here and there, and this by far is the best one of them all, Darth Vader's big secret of an ancient artifact that he once owned, well before the events of the original trilogy. So this is where things begin to get very intriguing. We know little to nothing about the Acolytes of the Beyond. Now, what's really intriguing about all of this is that the Acolytes of the Beyond at one point in time came across the wreckage of a ship, which I believe is the Imperialis because eventually it was destroyed, where the actual mask and/or helmet was on board of that ship, so it must be that ship. So, with that being said, the Acolytes of the Beyond eventually find the mask and/or the helmet of Lord Moment and transport it back to Vader's fortress, where eventually the Knights of Ren discovered it and bring it back to Kylo Ren on board of his ship, where Kylo now owns the mask of Lord Moment. So you can really see how J.J. Abrams is trying to connect this movie to not just the originals, prequels, Star Wars Rebels, and books and novels, but also the comics out there. Now, this is where things are beginning to get very impressive, is because the Knights of Ren have actually traveled to Mustafar at one point in time, very much like Snoke did. That's exactly why he has the ring, and why the actual components of everything within the Star Wars sequel trilogy, they're trying to really attach it to the originals and the prequels. So, with that being said, the mask of Lord Moment, alright, it's described that it's cracked and damaged, like I say, most likely because it was on board of the Imperialis before it blew up into smithereens. But with that being said, is this mask still active? Now, it's described that it does still hold dark side energy. Could it be possible that this is exactly how how Kylo Ren is going to become a whole lot more evil than Darth Vader ever was in the original trilogy? Now, if you guys read the comics that involved Darth Vader and Lord Moment, you will find out that it basically was the key into going into that spiritual realm. Is this perhaps exactly how Kylo Ren and Rey are going to go into this realm that we have been hearing about, where they're walking in a dark space, where they see glimpses of moments of the past? So, with that being said, J.J. Abrams, he's a huge fan of Star Wars. We do know that he's really trying to insert a lot of Jedi and Sith lore in this movie, as well as borrowing elements from the comics, the novels, video games, and stuff like that into Episode 9 in order to really make this movie cater to a majority of the Star Wars fans around the world. And honestly, I think it's a smart move, as long as it's done right and in order and organized, and if it's, paced in a certain way and executed correctly. That's when it's going to work perfectly. Now, Lord Moment's mask, I don't know if you guys know what it looks like. It kind of looks like Iron Man. If I had to be honest, it really does mimic that of Iron Man's helmet/mask. It kind of looks similar when it comes to the shape, however the design itself has some differences here and there. So with this thing having a dark side energy on board of Kylo Ren's ship, we also know that this big secret that Darth Vader kept for himself, this ancient artifact that was taken from the wreckage of the Imperialis, most likely, from, of course, the Acolytes of the Beyond that were transported to Darth Vader's fortress, which were then actually claimed by the Knights of Ren, now given down to Kylo. You can see how everything is just starting to connect and how everything is being handed down to Kylo and Rey, in a very poetic way, I must add. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.